The number one thing that sinks clients, it's not the evidence, it's their own words. That's right, their own words. So in this video, we're going to talk about the 7 things you need to be mindful of when answering questions during an investigation. Here we go. Number 1, listen to the question before it's asked. So many people are so eager to proclaim their innocence, explain their life story. Investigators don't care. Juries don't care. They only care about the facts. And if they're asking a specific question, it's because they want to probe specific facts. So, if they say, "What were you doing on December 8th, 1999?" You don't say, "Well, first I want to talk about how innocent I am and how this investigation has really upset me. I was going through a rough time in my life." No, 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 no. You know what that screams? That screams guilty. It screams evasive. Okay? Listen to the question. Answer only what the question asks. Don't over-explain. Don't bring in irrelevant facts. No. Answer it concisely, confidently, and stop. Number 2, answer the question that they ask you, not the one that you wish they had asked you. So if they say, "When you began your employment, did you believe that it was a toxic work environment?" And you answer, "My supervisor treated me terribly. He was so unfair to me and never believed anything I said and never answered any of the complaints that I made." You're answering the question you wish had been asked, not the question that was asked. Okay? They asked you, did you believe it was a toxic environment when you started? So tell the truth, yes or no, and briefly explain why. When you don't answer the question directly, it looks like you are the one who is responsible for the wrongdoing because your credibility and your believability take a huge hit. Number 3, don't ever guess. Don't ever speculate. If you don't know the answer to that question, say, "I don't know the answer." If you speculate, you risk saying things that aren't accurate. You risk contradicting yourself. So don't try to give an answer that you don't know. It doesn't make you look better in the eyes of the investigator. It makes you look worse. Just these 3 words, "I don't know." Number 4, separate facts from conclusions. Okay? We all know that you're going to say, "I'm innocent. I didn't do it. This person treated me unfairly." Investigators hear that all the time. What they want are specific facts that will enable them to make a conclusion. And your job is to show those facts, not tell the investigator what you think happened or how innocent you are and how unfair you've been treated. When you treat it as a factual inquiry and just provide the facts, you come across as credible and believable. And that's the goal in any investigation, because it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Number 5, do not let emotions affect the conversation. I understand that when you're being investigated, there's a lot of anxiety. You're worried, am I going to get fired? Am I going to be found responsible for something I didn't do? I get it. But your biggest enemy is your emotions. If you start crying, if you start getting angry or so indignant, you come across as unstable, not reliable. And someone who's unstable is not credible. So those emotions, while they may be honestly expressed, are a red flag. You have to have discipline. You have to control yourself. You have to speak slowly, calmly, and confidently. If you let your emotions get the best of you, then you're being your own worst enemy. Number 6, be honest about your mistakes. Just because you've made mistakes doesn't mean you're guilty. Just because you made mistakes doesn't mean you're responsible for what happened in this particular situation. But when you admit mistakes, you come across as believable. Nobody's perfect. Everybody screws up. Admit it. Concede the facts that you need to concede and explain why they don't affect your innocence or responsibility. When you do that, the investigator sees you as someone who's honest and who has good judgment. Last, number 7, think before you speak. So many times when people go into an investigation or on a witness stand, they get intimidated. They're so nervous. And that makes them so eager to prove their innocence, to prove that they're a good person, to prove they were right. But you know what that does? That causes you to answer questions in a reactive rather than thoughtful manner. And when you do that, you tend to speak too fast, over-explain things, make excuses where none are needed, justify things that don't need to be justified, and once again, that affects your credibility and believability, because how you say something and how you present yourself is just as important as what you say. So if you're facing an investigation, make sure you take these 7 tips with you and follow them. Have the discipline to follow them, and you will realize that the outcome will be far better than you anticipated. If you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button, and come visit us at Lamparello-law.com. Take care.